Hey there, Carnage Cravers. Welcome back to Carnage Corner. I am Ken Carnage, and we are going to jump into Monday Night Raw. Quite the show this past Monday. So Monday Night Raw opened up. We got two in memory of. Nikolai Volkov, of course, died at the age of 70. Which, well, yeah, I know 70's really not that old. At the same time, I mean, a lot of wrestlers don't make it to that age. Like the next gentleman I'm going to talk about, Brian Christopher. Brian Christopher, of course, is the son of Jerry the King Lawler, and he has died. I'm not really going to get into the details as to how. Just because. So that being said, hopefully the king is doing okay mentally. I mean, I'll be surprised if he's doing okay mentally. I mean, who the hell would be okay? When they're gonna have to bury their kid. But that being said, you know, just give a thought to their families and whatnot, and it's a screwed up situation, and assholes like New Jack and Sabu are only making it worse. These two jamokes who are completely and utterly irrelevant at this point have taken this as an opportunity to get themselves attention on Twitter by bashing the Lawler family, which I mean that's pretty fucked up. I'm gonna be honest. So I mean I never liked New Jack in the first place. He's a fucking scumbag. But I'm gonna be honest. I expected better out of Sabu. So, but that's I guess that's my fault for having expectations. Anyways, the first thing they showed us on Monday Night Raw was that Brock Lesnar was indeed there. He was in the back with Paul Heyman. And then we go right to the ring, and Roman comes out, and Roman cuts himself a promo. Paul comes out, and Roman tells Paul that he's going to send Brock Lesnar back to UFC as Roman's bitch, which we all know that ain't going to happen. We all know that ain't going to happen, please. And then, of course, the next thing we see is Brock and Paul in the locker room. It's funny, Paul comes in and he's like, so Brock's just sitting there reading the Outdoor Man, and Paul's like, "Are you watching the show, Paul?" And Brock goes, "No, why would I be watching the show? Why on earth?" It's funny. He smashes Heyman's phone, which is also funny. They're trying to make us feel bad for Paul Heyman, because up till this point we've not really seen any away from the ring interactions between Brock and Paul. So for all we know, Brock could have been treating Paul like this straight along. We don't know. So it's interesting that that's what they're doing. I think they may have Paul turn on Brock, which, as long as they don't put the strap on Reigns, I don't care what they do. Okay, so moving on. We then get Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. It was an okay match. Corbin wins, as he should. I'm sorry, but you look at those two guys and you ask me who wins in a fight, I'm going to say Corbin, because, nothing against Finn Balor. He's very athletic. He's very, very entertaining. But I just don't see him winning a fight against a guy the size of Baron Corbin. It is unlikely, unless he's a martial arts master. It's very, very unlikely. That being said, we then go to Kurt Angle and Paul Heyman backstage, and Kurt wants Brock out in the ring, and Paul can't make it happen. So Kurt tells Paul that if he doesn't make it happen, he's going to fire him. So now we're really turning the pressure up on Paul Heyman here. So from there, we get Alexa Bliss backstage recruiting Alicia Fox to be her ally, because Mickie James is out with an injury. We then go into Alicia Fox with Alexa Bliss in her corner versus Natalya with Ronda Rousey in hers. Fox won the match, and then Ronda decided to chase after Alexa and caught Alexa, but Alicia saved Alexa, which would later lead to Kurt Angle giving Ronda Rousey a match with Alicia Fox next week on Raw. Sorry, I'm losing my place here. So we get another instance of Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman backstage. Paul trying to get Brock to go out there, and Brock tells Paul to go get him a steak, medium well. Just Brock treating him like complete and utter trash, which is you know, it's funny. It wouldn't be funny if we knew if it was real, but we know it's not real, and we also know that, you know. Okay, well, for those of you that think this is what Brock Lesnar is actually like, that you'd be mistaken. Yeah, Brock likes to, you know, he's a bit of an introvert, but he's not a complete and total asshole for no provocation. So this is entertainment. Bear that in mind. So we get Braun Strowman versus Jinder Mahal, and Kevin Owens comes out and tries to steal Braun's briefcase, which causes Braun to get counted out and Jinder to win the match. Now, should Braun get counted out at SummerSlam, Kevin Owens will win that briefcase. And that was, this whole thing was just done so that the announcers could make that point. So, then we get Kurt and Corbin in the office. Baron Corbin going in there with his phone. Stephanie McMahon is on the phone giving Kurt Angle bad news, apparently. We then get Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre with Dolph Ziggler in his corner. Great match. I'm loving these matches between Seth and Drew. Really, really good. Just when it looks like Rollins is going to get the win, Ziggler comes in and takes Rollins out. So Rollins does get the win, but he gets beat down. From there, Kurt and Corbin go and tell Roman that he has to leave the building per Stephanie McMahon's orders. Roman's not happy about it. Kurt understands. Corbin calls in the police officers, and Roman decides to sucker punch Corbin before he walks out. It was mildly amusing. I mean, I still can't stand Reigns, but it was mildly amusing. Personally, I would have rather seen the cops take nightsticks to Roman's head and drag him out unconscious. I would have found that much more entertaining. But hey, whatever. So then we get the Rollins interview where Dolph and Drew attack him again. The Riot Squad taking on... Then we get the Riot Squad taking on Sasha Banks and Bayley, who I am calling them the legit huggers, because it is ridiculous and I like it, and it works, and I'm gonna laugh if WWE actually starts calling them the legit huggers, because that's good. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. The Wi-Fi in the jet is working. So that being said, the legit huggers win the match. They beat the Riot Squad. One last time, Paul begs Brock to come out, and Brock won't do it. Tells Paul we're not friends, and grabs him by the front of his shirt and tells him to go do his damn job. Angle and Corbin come out to the ring. Paul comes out. He's totally defeated, you know, and he tells Angle, I can't make it happen. It's not me. Why don't you punish him? He won't listen to me. This, that, and the other. Like, completely throws Brock under the bus. And Angle's going to fire Paul anyways. Brock comes out. He F5s Angle, gets in Corbin's face. Corbin powders. He gets out of that ring. He wants no part of Brock Lesnar. And then he lets Paul think everything's okay, grabs him by the throat, and is choking him. Which somebody should remind Paul Heyman that if you can say, I can't breathe, we know you can breathe. Like, seriously, choke yourself and try and say something. Nah, if you actually can't breathe, you can't speak because you can't draw breath. So that was dumb, Paul. I understand what you're trying to do, but to anybody with a brain in their skull, that doesn't work. But all in all, this episode of Monday Night Raw was not bad. I actually got a kick out of Brock Lesnar sitting there reading a magazine all night. And for those of you who are like, he read the same magazine for 3 hours, you've obviously never looked at a copy of The Outdoorsman, because there's a lot of stuff you can read in there. So, that being said, I am Ken Carnage. Until next time, Carnage is right around the corner.